What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be talking about, my god, the light is quite bright in here. So on comes the old blue light glasses. Today we're going to be talking about the new packs and were they good, were they bad, and we're just going to be discussing that because there isn't a lot to do on Fridays, and we might as well discuss the packs because it's something to talk about. It's at the end of the day, it is something to talk about, and it's always an interesting thing to look back on a couple of hours. So these packs have been out now the 4-hour mark. It's essentially at the 4 hours, so we can roughly see, give or take, what some of these cards are now worth. So let me take a look at color, amethyst, theme. It's like if we remember last year. Let's see, cryogenesis. What's the cheapest amethyst cryogenesis card? Like, I was trying to snipe him for like 5,000 MT. I missed out on a couple of snipes for like 5,000 on him earlier today because I was going to do a Paul Arzin gameplay. So, okay, so he's way under the 5k. He is way under the 5k. So, Paul Arzin sitting on like 3,750. Screw it, there's no point not buying him for that, to be honest. Let's see what price Bill Russell is. I'm guessing this is going to be cheaper than his 75th. So Bill Russell is still expensive. He is still relatively expensive. Okay, so he's over the 50. Let's see what price Hedo is. Like, I'm guessing Hedo can't be any more expensive than 15, 20k. Wow, Hedo's not cheap. Hedo's a lot more expensive than I thought he was going to be. What? Wow. So hedo turkoglu was high 20k. That's mad. That is mad. I just want to see what price Walter Davis is. Just honestly, from looking at the odds, what type of is Walter Davis? Walter Davis is over 10k. Wow. Wow, these are not cheap at all, are they? These cards are not cheap. So Walter Davis isn't that much cheaper than, say, what's his name was. He's not that much cheaper than what Crusoe was last week. This is mad. Like, these do not seem to be opened a lot at all. I don't know why I'm searching rubies at 5k. Okay, at least Eddie freaking Curry, I guess, is like 1250 MT. Just want to see what price I can get Franz Wagner for. Small forward. Okay, so Franz Wagner is over like 3k. He's like 3k. That's expensive. That is not cheap at all. It's like you're paying quite a lot of MT for a not particularly great card here in Franz Wagner. So yeah, essentially what the case is with these packs is you would think with these packs, oh, the odds must be half decent. So I would have thought diamonds or because it says guaranteed diamond or higher here, and I'm pretty sure because of the way the odds are, the odds on an individual pack is 3%. The odds of getting a pink diamond in an individual pack with a guaranteed diamond or pink diamond is 4%. So I think, give or take, it's around 20%. A pink diamond in the topper is around 20%. I could, like, my maths aren't particularly right. Like, I just did it very, very quickly. I could very easily work out the actual odds, but I think it's roughly 20%. So that's not even that bad. But the problem is that look at these packs. These are 13,000 MT. So they're more expensive. These are nearly 2,000 VC more expensive. For you to buy a 20 bucks, it is 50k extra. A 10 bucks is 17k extra. And if you look at these, while the chance of getting a pink diamond player are in fact lower, the chance of getting a diamond are 6% versus, say not 6%. Yeah, chance of getting a diamond are 6% and chance to get a diamond here 11. Okay, so the odds are actually high. I don't know, why do I think the odds? Am I wrong in saying that these odds said 13%? These odds were higher. I think there is no way that this did not say 2%. This was 2%. This was not less than 2%. I could have swore when I was looking earlier on stream that these odds were higher than these odds. Because I think Shake tweeted it out, didn't he? Did they actually nerf the odds in the NBA 75 packs? Did Shake actually, did they actually nerf the odds? They did. They nerfed the odds. Like, if you guys look here, so Shake tweeted out. So these were the odds. Here. And these were the exact same odds as the last flash packs. And Shake tweeted out, odds a bit lower than NBA 75 packs. And now they're after nerfing the odds of the 75 packs. That is hilarious. That is actually hilarious. But the cards in these packs, when we compare them to last week, they're a little bit better. Like, if we look at the maxed out set, like each of them being compared to each other, like Dr. J is better than Ray Allen. Bill Russell, he's not as good as Duncan, but he's not that much worse than Tim Duncan. Like, he's not that much worse. It's hard to see these as one big promo. Like, he's not that much worse than Duncan. Aaron Gordon and Wiggins are both better than... So, like, out of all these cards, it probably goes Jimmy Butler, Julius, Erving, 1A, 1B. Then Andrew Wiggins, probably number 3. And then probably Duncan. Aaron Gordon's close to Bill Russell. I think these are similar level packs, honestly. But one thing that makes this a lot better than last week is the packs aren't that expensive. Like, the packs are not... Well, it's not that they are expensive. Every single freaking pack is expensive in this game. It's not that they are not that expensive. They are not more... Like, last week's were a lot more expensive than this. Last week's were the most expensive non-guarantee packs we've ever had. Last week, I'm pretty sure it was 200,000 VC to open up packs with non-guarantee players. So, one thing is that these are the exact same as flashbacks. The odds are the same as flashbacks. The cards are the same as flashbacks. Cryogenesis is just glitched. Simple as. Price are the same as flashbacks. Flashbacks are the only ones that have the guaranteed toppers. Cryogenesis is literally just glitched. Like, this is just flashbacks with new name. I don't even mind it because I don't mind flashbacks. I do think it's a little bit excessive, but like we're going into December now, and like it's got to the stage where for me it just kind of is what it is. I think they just didn't want to have 5 flashbacks this year because maybe they might end up having a flashback next week. Maybe next week it'll be Flash, and they said, you know what, we don't want to put 2 flashbacks in a row. Maybe flashbacks sell well, but you find Flash 3. When was Flash 3? Okay, yeah, here it is. So, if we compare these to the last flashbacks, so Flash 4 compared to these, John Wall, Clyde, Penny. All of these free cards, George Mikan, Mikal Bridges, Alexei Pokusevski. Poku and Smart, a million times better than the rubies we have. Mikal Bridges, heck, even Ingram is probably better. Is probably as good as these amethysts. Mikan, better than Bill in my opinion. Penny, in my opinion, probably better than Bill. And then I will say the pink diamonds were very, very kind of mediocre this week. But again, this was 3 weeks ago. This is 3 weeks ago. And this batch is better than what we have today. And we got a bunch of free cards as well. Then this right here from 5 weeks ago, like from the 5th of November, we have got Ha-Sung Jin and Eric Snow, who we compare it to today. Ha-Sung Jin and Eric Snow are both better. From over a month ago, the rubies are better. Hondo and Glenn Rice. Hondo and Glenn Rice are a similar level to these two. Neither of them are great. I will say neither of them are great. Diamonds, Klay Thompson and Trae Young. Like, Clay's still the best, arguably the best card in the game. Bill Russell's not that bad, but Hedo's weak. So, like, yeah, the diamonds were better. And then David Robinson versus these guys here. I mean, I think you can argue David Robinson is the best. I think you can argue David Robinson is better than all of these guys. So, like, we're looking at the worst flash drop. We're looking at a drop that's arguably worse than the last 2 flash drops. The packs cost the exact same. And, oh, since this pack came out here, which is the 11th to the 5th, we have gotten... sorry, the 5th to the 11th. We have gotten the likes of Batum. We got limited edition with guaranteed pink diamond packs. We had the whole market crash situation where so many people bought so many cards. We have also had the other flash set. And then, oh, the Mystic set. And then obviously the market's kind of a little bit crazy because we had the awful maxed out set and then we have this set right here. So, like, for its time, like, obviously it's not as bad as last week. Like, it's not as bad as last week, but it's still pretty bad. And I don't know, like, one thing I don't understand is that, like, the big reason this flash pack is the one that I will give the example of. Like, Clyde Drexler's okay, John Wall's pretty good. But, like, we kind of remember this, like, we all enjoyed the set because people still use Mikal Bridges. There are people that still like Brandon Ingram. I don't, but there are people that do. Marcus Smart's insane. Pokashevsky's insane. Like, or Pokashevsky's insane, but at least, like, he's cheap. When people open these packs right here, if you guys don't know, Pokashevsky was like 900 MT the day he came out. So it's clear that way more people open these packs than open these packs, even though this is a concept that we've seen for years in Flash. And this is basically the same thing, but in a brand new concept with really cool card art. So, and even in the terms of the names, like John Wall's not as big a name as Dr. J. But it seems like people were opening more packs because I think my logic is sound with this. Is that if people see that the bad, like, there are awful cards in these packs, like, I don't understand why they couldn't have just gave him Franz Wagner 80 in all his defense, like 80 or like 79 in all his defensive stats, gave him like 3-4 give him like gold interceptor, like, make him usable. Because I think if Franz Wagner was usable, if Eddie Curry, I know they're not going to give him base 38 anymore. If Eddie Curry had a 65 3-ball, like, I'm not even that worried about Eddie Curry. Like, you can afford to have a bad center. But, like, if Paul Arzin wasn't missing most of the most expensive badges in the game, because he is. If he wasn't missing quick first step, quick chain, hyperdrive, handles for days, you can only have 4 badges to him. He's missing about 7 or 8 key badges. He can't even get interceptor on his main card. Like, there's no reason why Paul Arzin should be worse than Marcus Smart. Like, Walter Davis, why not just give the guy like an 85 3-ball? Why not give him some more shooting, a couple of more shooting badges? So, like, and also, why not give him more than a 40 interior, 37 block, which basically makes him worthless? And in Hedo Turkoglu, obviously Hedo sucks. And we know Hedo sucks, but, like, maybe, I don't know, allow him to hold Chef. Like, we know his release is bad, but even let him hold Chef. Give him some more defense. Give him a couple more defensive badges. I don't know. Because my logic is like, there is a 3% chance of pulling there are 4 good cards in this pack. Or there are 3 good cards in this pack. There's Dr. J, Jimmy Butler, and Bill Russell. And the rest of them stink. And that's the big problem with last week. And that's the reason why these promos are so bad. In my opinion, Dr. J and Jimmy Butler as the 2 highest cards are brilliant. They're both brilliant cards. I know we have a lot of 2 cards, but them being the 2 headliners are really good cards. But I think the reason people are so annoyed is because these cards are so hard to get. And people are like, oh, but like these cards should have been more gas. I don't even think that's the case. I think that, like, even if they made this a freaking invincible card, I still think people don't open packs because they know they're not going to get the cards. Like, I personally believe that more people would open packs, and because, like, again, I know people in 2K watch my videos, which is why I'm trying to give my reasoning for why these last 2 pack openings have been so bad, is that it used to be a case where, okay, even if I pulled an amethyst, obviously in the end Hondo wasn't great, but at the time Hondo was good. Oh, if you pulled a ruby, maybe you can pull Ruby Eric Snow. That ruby's worth 5 or 6k. If you pulled a ruby and you got Marcus Smart, suddenly, as of right, or he was like 8 or 9k. If you pulled an amethyst and you got Mikal Bridges, you got a good card. like, and that was even what the case was with Mystic. If you got Eddie Jones, you make quite a bit of MT. If you got Jonathan Isaac at one stage, he was selling for like 2 and a bit K. So it didn't feel, for me, it doesn't feel as bad if you're getting a good player. Like, if you aren't getting a usable player, for me, it doesn't seem like you're being screwed as much. And I know that is the attitude with some people I know, is that they'll look and they'll be like, oh, there's only one good card in the set and I know I'm not going to pull that, so why would I pull packs? But whereas if it's a set like this, you're like, okay, there are 3 good players, 3 genuinely good players, and then even if I do get a Eric Snow, he's still going to sell for a little bit. If I get an Amethyst, okay, I get an Amethyst. If I get a Ha-Sung Jin, you know what, at least Ha-Sung Jin is not awful. But when you're looking at these, you're looking and saying awful, awful. Or so you're saying unusable, unusable. I need 50k extra to make this guy worth anything for Paul Arzin. And then you're looking at Walter Davis, oh, he's alright, hedo, bad release. So you're looking being like, there's a 90% chance I pull a card that's worthless, that I will never use in game, and there's no point having. So that's just my kind of thing, where a lot of people are being like, oh, this set's too top heavy in my opinion. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, this set, like people are complaining about this set being bad. When if we look at this set in a vacuum, and like I don't even blame 2K for necessarily doing this, because I'm almost certain that they probably think, at the dev team, the people that are making these packs probably think, if we give really good cards as top rewards, and the top players are really good, that people are going to be hyped. And I don't think that's the case, because, like, yeah, there are people that are going to be hyped when they see these type of cards, like these rubies being really cheap, or say not really cheap, being really good, and that's the likes of me. I'm part of the minority that likes using budget cards. I also think that there is a majority that would want these cards, but there is not a majority that's able to obtain these cards. I think that this area in the middle, and that's what I think Mystic did so well, was they had the likes of Eddie Jones. And I think even last week, like, if there was another 2 players like Caruso that are in this mid-tier and are like really sought-after players that are in the affordable range, like 30k and lower, and we've only had 1 good player in 2 weeks that's going to be 30k or lower, and it's Caruso. And we've had 2 weeks, we've had 1 player in that price range. It's why people were more excited from freaking NBA 75 because of this dude right here. He became attainable because he was packed at quite a high rate. People were excited for this guy right here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if these 75th Moments packs sold better than these packs right here. I wouldn't be surprised, and it was a Tuesday. So yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. That is just my opinion on these packs. First of all, I don't think that there's no real hype names, but again, this is more hype than like John Wall and Flash, so like I don't think that's the whole problem with it. I think there was a little bit of a lull last week. I think they're gonna go back with a bang. Like, I think, as expected, a couple of bad pack sales in a row, and they come out with a bang. They're probably gonna release Magic and LeBron next week, or I reckon they're gonna leave Kobe for Christmas week, because they do tend to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Magic and LeBron next week. But my whole thing is that they not only need those type of cards, but also, like, other cards are needed. Like, it is needed to have usable cards in the set in other positions, and even if it doesn't necessarily add more into packs, the general consensus amongst people would be a little bit better. Having good cheap cards brings more players into the mode, and the more players there are in the mode, the more likely people are to spend money on the game. If they feel like they're being screwed, they're more likely to quit the game. If someone goes and uses a hedo and suddenly they can't use the card because he sucks, if they're trying to use all these new cards, if they're just new into the game and all their cards suck, they're more likely to quit. So yeah, that's like 20-minute video. I don't actually think that this set at the top is bad. Like, a lot of you saying, oh, we need a LeBron, we need probably some people are probably going to say we need another Jordan, we need a Magic, we need a Kawhi Leonard. And I do agree, we do. But I don't think that that's going to solve what has been the problem the last 2 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is just my opinion. I think from top to bottom, sets need to have at least one usable card every tier, like Mystic. Not even like Mystic, like this Flash. Have a usable card at every single tier. So if someone opens a pack and they get a Hondo, they're like, okay, maybe I'll use Hondo. Rather than I got to open a pack and saying, oh, I just got another bum. which is what happens 90% of the time if you open these packs this week and last week. Positives, not as expensive as last week. In general, the packs are a little bit better. The packs are more top heavy. Like, the better cards this week are better than the better cards last week, but the budget cards are as bad, if not worse, than last week. Yeah, they're worse. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.